Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the general tarot reading for the month of November. Let me tell you, this is my first time doing a tarot reading in English, so bear with me. My accent, any speaking mistake, any funny accent, bear with me. It is my first time. I've been doing readings in Spanish for the last 15 years, so I'm taking a challenge today to do a reading in English. So I should also mention that I'll be doing readings, weekly readings, 3 times a month. The first week, I'm gonna do the general reading for all signs. The second week, I'm gonna do the love and relationships general reading also. And the third week, I'm gonna do the reading on abundance. So hopefully, I'm gonna go live on Mondays around this time, Colombia time. For the previous readings, the previous months, you can only find readings in Spanish because Spanish is my native language. So for now on, I'm gonna do both English readings and Spanish readings, so you're gonna find those readings in the English playlist. I'm gonna explain my approach. I do readings with a therapeutic approach, focusing on transformation and self-knowledge, with a strong emphasis on how to be sovereign. And for me, being sovereign is like being able to act with full awareness of what energy is impacting us when we make a decision or when we relate with ourselves or with each other. For example, certain fears, certain desires, certain attachments, trauma, coping mechanisms, etc. So in that sense, my readings are always a psychological analysis on our energy and the energy around us, using tarot and using oracles. So for today's reading, I already did the shuffle because I did it first in Spanish, and I can really notice the shift in an energy. The shift is compared to previous months because in the past months we had some pretty difficult readings for every sign, and those readings showed us that our energy and our life, we were closing cycles, we were letting go of things that no longer served us. We were letting go of things that kept us stuck. So this could be decisions, relationships, commitments, situations, etc. Let's start with the reading. For the theme that we'll be exploring this month of November, came out the Sacred Temple Oracle. And the Sacred Temple Oracle is a symbol, and this symbol is the Akashic Records. If you don't know what is the Akashic Records are the way in which energy in the universe get stored, get recorded, like a library, like the internet, and all the information is there about us and about the situations around us. Everyone has the ability to access those Akashic Records, thanks to their vibrational openness. We all have that possibility. You don't have to be a medium, you don't have to be a psychic, you don't have to be special. It's in our energy fabric. But this month, we got it in reverse. So this means that the ability, that capacity that everyone has is kind of thwarted. We are somewhat disconnected. We don't know how to access that information. And because we don't know how to access it, we're facing a challenge. Because the energy for the month, the energy of November is all about new beginnings, and you're gonna see later with the cards I got in the shuffle. There are so many cards that are showing us a new beginning. So this challenge is an opening, but because we are not connected with the higher self, with the Akashic Record in a clear way, because we are always connected, but sometimes we listen more to our ego, to our personality. We are feeling some kind of fear, some kind of uncertainty, some kind of inner doubt, some indecision. So the advice this card gives us, although we got it in reverse, is that we need to center ourselves. It's natural to feel uncertainty and indecision in the face of a new beginning, because every new beginning, and the one that we are experiencing in November, is a qualitative leap. We are leveling up. So every time we're about to make a qualitative leap, every time we are about to level up, we attract experiences that will stretch us more. So the challenges that we face rises, and as a result, all of our alarms go off. So we feel fear, we feel doubt, we feel indecision. And this fear is like some kind of gatekeeper towards expansion. So we need to transcend this fear, this indecision, this inner doubt, because we are about to level up. And the way to reconnect with ourselves and to recenter and to return to silence inside us is about seeking some kind of daily inner communion with ourselves, regardless of our belief system. For some people, that inner communion can come through spirituality, for others through art, for others through some craft, something that they can do and they can be in silence inside. For other people it's meditating, for other people it's writing. So we need to do that daily. We need to center ourselves and to be in silence in order to reconnect with our higher self and with the Akashic records. And the point is to look for moments in which we turn off all the external noise and go to our center, our inner center, and communicate with these records. And I did a shuffle to clarify that thing. We got 4 arcana with the Zen Tarot. So we got the major arcana, change, in reverse. We got also the 2 of the cloud suit called schizophrenia in reverse. We got the knight of the cloud suit also in reverse called fighting. And we got rebirth upright also in the cloud suit. So that's a synchronicity there because we got 3 arcana for the cloud suit. So this is telling me that the thing that is coming between us and the capacity or the ability to reconnect with the Akashic records is the mind. Somehow our mind is not letting us connect. So let's start with the cards. The major arcana, change, that in other tarots is the wheel of fortune. We got it in reverse. So this is telling us that our inner doubt, our confusion is generating stagnation. Things seem not to move and we are heading towards a decision or a change and we can't get there. Everything is stuck. Everything is stagnated. Why is that? Because of these 2. The 2 and the knight, both in reverse. So the 2 and the knight in reverse are telling me that we have a divided mind. And because we have a divided mind, the designer of this tarot called it schizophrenia. But it doesn't mean that we are crazy or that we are going crazy. It means that we are in an inner struggle. And this is reinforced with this knight, because this knight is called fighting. So we are experiencing an internal division. And that internal division is like blinding us because we are not aware of the energy around us. The energy around us is very, very good because of the other cards I got that I will explain later. But we are believing more in our confusion, in our doubt, in our inner struggle. And because we are believing more in that, we are feeding this stagnation portrayed by the major arcana change. So we are already being told what we need to do. We need to work on our fears. We need to work on our inner doubt. We need to work on our aversion towards uncertainty. And this inner struggle with this fighting knight is telling us that that internal division is too big for us to make a bridge now. And this inner struggle is like lack of motivation, is like being intolerant, short-tempered, is being scattered. Because of that, we are diluting our creative energy. And because we are diluting that energy, things don't happen. Things happen slowly, or we face obstacles, mishaps, or things happen in the way we didn't expect. Because we are diluting our manifesting energy and we are sabotaging our own creative process. So the last card we got clarifying that oracle is Rebirth, upright. And this is a very beautiful card. This is telling me that the reason we are facing that diluting of our creative energy, that disconnection from the Akashic records, that indecision, that inner struggle, is because we are transitioning between these 3 stages. You can see here a camel, a lion, and a child. We are in the middle of the transition from one stage to the next. And as a result, we are saying goodbye to a way of being that has become normal for us, but it doesn't serve us anymore. And because it had become normalized, saying goodbye to it generates a huge inner grief and heaviness. But it's necessary to say goodbye because that way of being is keeping us from expanding. That way is represented by the camel here. The camel is the person who sacrifices themselves, who loads and loads and loads themselves with responsibilities, with commitments, expectations, attachments, dreams. But this person does not do it from a place of high vibration, like inspiration, curiosity, spontaneity, or passion for something. Instead, this person, what motivates this person in the camel archetype is sacrifice. What moves them to act is sacrifice, or what moves them to act is fear. So there's a huge difference between doing something out of fear to avoid some difficult situation or doing something out of passion but of the joy of enjoying the process of doing the thing itself. So this is like the way we normally manifest in today's society, because we are so used to struggle that we normalize it. For example, some people is motivated by the fear of poverty, or the fear of loneliness, or the fear of instability. So this fear is what will motivate them to manifest their experiences and to make their decisions, or the way to they relate to someone else. And that's why we end up falling in this common archetype. So the energy is inviting us to do is to make the decision to manifest from a healthier place within you, not from the sacrifice represented by this camel. So we need to manifest from a place of inspiration and personal power, which is the next stage, the stage of the lion. The lion represents when we are stepping in the self-realization path. And in order to do that, we need to let go of social expectations about us. The social expectations that were our parents tell us that what they want us to achieve, what our friends tell us that life is supposed to be, or what our partner tell us what we need to be doing or don't. So we need to let go of all that expectations from other people or from the culture we are in, to walk the path of personal power and self-realization. But the lion is not the last stage. The last stage is the child. And the child is about returning to innocence, to naivety, to see life through the eyes of curiosity, authenticity, spontaneity, without baggage. And those vibrations are the highest that we can feel, that we can experience in this human experience. So here are telling us the answer to reconnect with the Akashic records, to find answers, to find guidance, is to become the child. Become this archetype, is guiding our vibration towards something with love we are passionate about, and without expectations or attachment. So for this month, we got a central card, and this card is the Prince of Swords. This is the central approach for all the reading. And this central card, the Prince of Swords, the page are the messengers. So this means that new information will come to us. Perhaps good news, new opportunities, that we can experience a level up in our life because we got it up right. So pages are like when we open a door to begin something. And for some people, it could mean starting to study something they always wanted to study but kept postponing. So this card is telling you that November is the perfect time to start. And if it's not about studying, the page can also mean that we need to open a door to become the apprentice of something. So we need to learn ourselves to see us like an apprentice. This means that we are beginning, just beginning. We can't have everything solved, everything planned, everything secure or certain. We don't have to put ourselves in the role of an expert. We are just beginning this new stage. And since we are just beginning, we must remain open to everything that is coming to us. Because everything that is coming to us is there to teach us something. Because it's the page of swords, this means that we need to be open to learn, be open to new information, be open to new clarity, be open to new inspiration and imagination. And we need to have conversations with people who know more than us and that they can teach us something. So this is the center of everything. In order to reconnect with the Akashic records, in order to become that archetype of the child, we need to be able to see us like this page, a new child, a new beginner, a new apprentice. So the overall energy, we got the King of Cups and the Chariot. Pretty good cards. So let's start with the Chariot. The Chariot is a major arcana and is a very powerful card because this Chariot is predicting success, victory, but what does it mean? It's victory over ourselves, our self-discipline. It's when we finally manage to take the reins of our life. This is a symbol. You can see this is a man, a charioteer. You can see the two horses. The two horses are pulling towards different directions. So this means the challenges we are facing. But we are capable of navigating those challenges. And we are capable of harvesting an inner power in order to navigate those challenges victoriously. And because we got it with the King of Cups, this is reinforcing the archetype of power, because kings are the master. the higher level of mastery. And because it's cups, is mastery over our own emotions, our feelings. This could mean different things for different people. For some people, it's mastery over some kind of dream, a deep, deep, deep dream. We are making a dream come true. For another people, is attracting a very nourishing and stable relationship, love relationship. But it doesn't mean like a romantic partner. It can mean any relationship, even a relationship with ourselves. And the most important meaning is that we are being called to connect with our heart chakra. The cup represents the heart chakra, and the heart chakra is what enables our expansion. So pretty good cards in the overall energy. That's why I was telling you that if you're experiencing inner doubt, indecision, fear, it's only a prison mind. It's not reality, because the other cards are telling me that we are in a very good place to start something that is going to bring us a harvest in the end. So let's move to the conscious part of that central topic. The central topic is the Prince of Swords, and the conscious part, we got these 4 arcana. We got the Ace of Wands in reverse. We got the Strength card, Major Arcana, in reverse. We got the Magician, another Major Arcana. And we got the Ace of Swords upright. So these cards are also about new beginnings. So that's why I'm telling you from the beginning that I can see a shift of energy this month. So the Ace of Wands is telling me that we are opening a new stage. And if you allow yourself to become the apprentice of that Page of Swords that I told you before, you can open a door to something that ignites your inner fire. That inner fire can be a creative power, a creative fire, or an spiritual fire. For some people, it's about a decision about their own spiritual evolution, and for other people, it's about a decision regarding their creative capacity to move forward. So it's about connecting with what motivates us, what inspires us to advance. But because it came out reverse and with the other cards around it, I can see the relationship with this Strength in reverse. So this Strength in reverse is telling me that maybe we don't feel prepared enough. Maybe we feel like a lack of capacity, lack of ability, like our self-esteem is low, and we feel that the situation around us is overwhelming. When challenges feel too demanding, and that we feel that we don't have the strength to move forward. This is what is dimming this new beginning with this Ace of Wands, because we got it both in reverse. So you can see the same as the Chariot. You can see here a woman taming a lion. The lion represents our character. So we need to tame our fears, we need to tame our inner doubt and our low self-esteem in order to step up in this power of this Ace of Wands, to start something new from a place of inner inspiration and inner creativity. Why? Because we got the Magician and the Ace of Swords upright. So the Magician is saying that we have all the tools. We are not aware of it, because the previous cards, the Strength in reverse, the 2 and the Knight in reverse, the previous cards we talk about, but we have them because we got the Magician. The Magician is the one who takes the creative power, you can see this light, and he channels it into something concrete, into something material. So this is telling me you have that power. We all have that power, because this is a general reading for all signs. So the Magician is also the one that holds all the aces, the 4 aces of the tarot. And synchronistically, you got 2 aces, the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So the message is that you have the tools to begin. You just need to work on your self-esteem, on your lack of confidence, on your inner doubt, on your fears, on your indecision. Because it's like you are tripping over yourself, because you have the tools. And the energy is telling me that we are ready to manifest. It's no longer about just dreaming, just planning, just working in an eternal work in progress. It's time to materialize our creative power. And it's time to do something concrete. Make a decision. Why a decision? Because this is swords, and swords are discernment and decisions also. Make the decision, start something, and let the ball rolling. And the Ace of Swords is telling me that the same thing that the Prince is. Some new information is coming to us. And this new information will inspire us, will solve something for us, will teach us something, and we need to make a decision with it. Swords are the ones that cut through reality and leave something behind, and you move forward with that cut. So this is telling me a new start, a new inspiration, a new imagination. And the part that is about the unconscious part of the whole theme, we got the Judgment upright. The judgment in the unconscious part of the reading, that which we are not aware of, is that since we are about to level up, we need to review and to reevaluate our entire life. This is the judgment. When we get hit with a higher light, a higher vibration, sometimes this is the higher self, but it can also mean our guardian angels, our guides, and we get a moment of epiphany, a full clarity, and that clarity led us or guide us to review our entire life. This means digging up the past, digging up all decisions, all behavioral patterns, all relationships, revisit everything, reliving everything in order to make a definitive decision to release what we need to release, close a cycle that we need to close, and leave behind everything that doesn't serve us in order to not carry an unnecessary baggage to the new stage, to the new level we are heading towards. So you need to decide which of those patterns, relationships, decisions, commitments you carry forward in your new stage, or you close that cycle and you let go of. Why this is the unconscious part? Because maybe you don't know that you need to review your life. You know that you are in the brink of a new start, of a new beginning, but you don't know that you need to review everything. And this is a major arcana. So this is important. This is decisive. This is something that you need to look deep in your life, to reflect in your life in order to move forward. So the last cards are the path to a resolution of the theme. We got the Four of Pentacles upright, the Five of Pentacles in reverse, and the final resolution, we got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So this is also a synchronicity. We got 3 pentacle cards. This means that this Queen means that you need to connect with your inner power, but we got it in reverse. So what is taking away the power of the Queen? These 2 cards. So let's start with these 2 cards. Starting with this Four of Pentacles is that we need to release our own contraction. The Four of Pentacles is about contraction, and that contraction is fed by the fear of being left with nothing. The fear that maybe the decision we need to make, maybe the things we need to close and let go of, maybe the leap of faith we need to take. There's a fear that on the other side of that leap, we are gonna be abandoned, stranded, or that we are gonna make the wrong choice. So we are contracting ourselves. But look at this. This is also a portal. So this portal can lead you to this sun, to this swan, to this silence, to this tranquility. So what is keeping you from this portal is the fear of being left with nothing. And also the vibration of victimism. The Five of Pentacles represents the victim mentality. It's when we feel like everything is at fault, but not us. We give away our power to the people around us, to the boss we have, the partner we have, the friends we have, and like we give away also a power to, I don't know, politics and comments online. We give away our power, and we become the victim of everyone, the victim of any situation. We don't see ourselves in our personal power. We need to shift that vibration, and we need to become the Queen of Pentacles. We got it in reverse, but we can become the Queen upright if we release those patterns we talked about before. The low self-esteem, the indecision, the inner struggle, the victim mentality, and the fear of being left with nothing. All those patterns need to be released, because all those patterns is draining our manifesting energy, because Pentacles is how we manifest security, stability, resources, like people that can help us, and is how we perceive our health, how we perceive abundance. So we need to step on the Queen's power. And we can, because we got the Chariot, we got the King of Cups, we got the Magician. So we got very, very good and powerful energy around us. The only thing that is not letting us see that is our own mind, our own fears, our own trauma. So we need to release that trauma, because everything that I told you about is the lack of belief in ourselves, the lack of awareness. And we are maybe aligning with scarcity if we continue to feed that lack and that fear. So we need to understand that we are the ones that emit something like a frequency, like a vibration, and the energetic field around us return to us that vibration amplified as experiences, situations, people, and relationships. So in order to experience expansion and to align with that new beginning and that success and that victory, we need to first align ourselves and heal ourselves. Heal what? The unworthiness, the sacrifice, the constant struggle, the heaven energy. And we got two final cards with the Sacred Oracle. We got the Oracle of Trust and the Oracle of Abundance. So then again, the energy of abundance. And you can see this is a desert, and this is a wildflower landscape. So these are two extreme energies. So let's start with the Trust Oracle. The Trust Oracle is telling me that this is a moment of spiritual clearing, spiritual cleansing. This is why this desert appears, because the desert is empty, is inner silence, inner solitude, inner emptiness. And that emptiness is what allows us to see things more clearly. And thanks to that clarity, we can see and pinpoint what is weighing us down, like the lack, like the victim mentality, like the low self-esteem, etc. And we can pinpoint all that, and we can clear our energy of that. And we do it with the vibration of trust. Trust is what? That we are where we need to be, that we are in the right place, in the right time. And we are aligning with abundance, with a blossoming in every aspect of our life. In every aspect, we are in a stage of germination, of fertilization. We may not see the fruits yet, but we are aligned with harvest, because this is abundance. This is what it's telling me. So, as you can see, we got for November really good cards. And all we need to do is to stop stepping over ourselves with our fears. And this abundance and this trust, the only thing that asks from us is being proactive. What does it mean? That we can't be passive anymore, like waiting for something to fall on our lap. No, we need to be proactive. We need to make decisions. We need to take a leap of faith, and the energy sees that intention, that leap of faith, and the energy rearrange everything to meet us halfway. But we are the initiator. We need to be proactive, initiating things. That's why the central theme is the Prince. We need to initiate anything. That means making a decision. That means let it go. Something that means starting, opening doors to attract the experiences we need, the relationships we need, the people we need, the synchronicities we need. We need to start. We need to stop being passive. So that's the end for today's reading. Thank you for being here with me. This is my first time doing a reading in English, so bear with me, my accent, my speaking mistakes. I'm gonna be better over time. Please remember to be here next week for the next reading on love and relationships. And the third week of the month is the reading on abundance. And please leave a comment, hit the like button, share, subscribe, so the algorithm shows this video to someone else. So thank you, bye bye.